You like that better?
That was not bad.
You know, we'll play around with different music to open the show, but that's just got a little punch.
It got me, I'm sufficiently amped for 2 episodes in a row. Let's go.
The amplification didn't drop from the first show?
Not at all. Not at all. I am, this was a good couple of days. We launched social media accounts. We had a lot of great feedback.
Wonderful
People
feedback.
listened to our show in like 20 plus states in 6 countries across 3 continents. It was fantastic.
And it's growing still.
It is. It is.
And somebody in the Czech Republic, I don't know where that came from. That's
Czech
pretty cool.
Republic, Germany, France, England, Thailand, and South Korea,
which is awkward,
and Mexico and Canada and the United States.
It wasn't North Korea.
If it was North Korea, that would be fantastic.
That'd be crazy.
My only goal for the entire run of this podcast is to get 1 listen from North Korea.
Really? That's the only goal?
If we can get onto North Korean government sponsored networks, then I think so.
That's not going to happen.
If we're as entertaining in North Korea as we are here,
I have different goals.
Okay, fair enough. Or multi-million-dollar sponsorship, one of the two.
Awesome to hear back from people.
Yeah.
The last show, this past week, we're now on the Twitter.
Yep.
We're now on the Facebooks.
That's right.
And we have a phone number.
We do have a phone number.
People can call and give us their input, their feedback on the show, and we'll play that. In fact, we have a call already to play back later in the show.
Yeah. Within reason, we'll play your message back.
Yeah.
If we don't want the people to hear what you had to say,
then no,
we're not going to play it back.
Right.
So that's what it is. But the number, in case you're wondering,
yes, I'd like to know.
Get a pen and paper.
Really?
And write it down.
Can't you just put it in your phone? Store it. Love it.
Okay.
Keep it.
Try to memorize this. Here we go. 631.
631.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So 631 7.
Yes.
Myke Mo.
7 Myke Mo.
7 Myke Mo.
Myke is with a Y.
Myke is with a Y. That's correct.
That's a little freakish.
That's in 6th grade. There were 3 Myke Fs in my one class, and one of us had to be Myke. One was Myke F. One was Michael.
That's a super boring story.
I know, but no 6th grader wants to be Michael. So I said, "What if it's Myke with a Y?" And my teacher was like, "You're a genius." That's the reason why none of us wanted to be Michael, because there was a lot of mean children on the playground.
What does that mean to say motorcycle? Like, motorcycles are cool.
Turn the key and watch him pee is the end of that rhyme.
Oh yeah.
Did you really?
Did you
really forget that? I did. You just remember the Michael motorcycle part.
I do. Yeah.
See, so because I remember the rest of that rhyme, you know how traumatic of a rhyme that is when you're a child. No one wants to be Michael. I wanted to stay Myke, so I changed the I to a Y.
That's fair.
Anyway, at the end of that story, again, 6317 Myke Mo. That's 6317 MYKEMO.
Or I can actually tell you the numbers. So this is how amazing I am. 631-769-5366. How cool is that?
That's pretty good. Where is 631?
It's Long Island, actually.
Long Island.
We're rerouting our calls, because we do this in Connecticut.
That's right.
Rerouting it into Long Island so people can't track us. They can't find us.
It's poor man's VPN, I guess.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
I have no idea.
Hey, you wanted Myke Mo. That's where we had to go.
That's right. So the show's doing great. Thank you, everyone. We're going to be on iTunes soon. We're going to be on Spotify soon. So look
soon. It probably could be by the time this show is on.
It could be.
Could be.
So follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and we'll have links and extra episodes coming out and all that good stuff.
Well, the bar is low.
Everyone. The bar is low. And that's the name of the show, is The Bar is Low with Myke and Mo, because the bar was set pretty low with that first episode.
Yeah, and you find us on the Twitter.
Yeah.
I say the Twitter because I'm old.
That's right.
The bar is low, bro. That's what we are. At the bar is low, bro.
At the bar is low, bro.
Yeah.
But this is not bro comedy.
No, it's
We will have plenty for the ladies.
I needed something that rhymed with low, and I only had 3 spaces left to create that name. So the bar is low, bro. It's actually low brow, missing the W.
That's quite accurate.
Yeah.
So this morning, I had to go to physical therapy.
Yeah.
Because I sprained a ligament in my back.
Yeah, your back's been pretty badly tweaked for about a month.
The people don't know this. I sprained a ligament on my back. There's a ligament that runs down the center of your spine. Physical therapy, like when...
It's important.
It's important, but so Mo and I are the type of people that when we go out, we go all out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if we're going to the gym, first time in 5 years, I'm not stretching.
Squats of 500 pounds. Let's
maxing out.
Yeah.
Max out.
Wow, look at you getting the deep voice.
The baritone comes out every now and
look
again.
at that.
So, when you go to physical therapy for the first time, it's like, okay, I want you to rotate at a 20-degree angle.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't even feel a thing. They're like, oh, it's doing something. And I'm like, yeah, it's doing something. It's burning a hole in my pocket because this evaluation is going to cost $100.
Right.
The only thing I really got at, and then they're like, okay, we're going to work on your back. And I'm like, okay, great. That means the massage is coming.
Right.
It's about
That's good.
3 minutes of poking around.
What?
That's a knot. All right, let's hook you up to the electrostim machine, put some heat on you. I'm walking away for 25 minutes, $100. Boom, just like that.
Wow.
So physical therapy, I'm sure there's a lot of people who greatly benefit from it. This morning felt like I was just giving someone $100 and an hour of my time.
And they got paid from your insurance on top of that.
Right. Well, I haven't hit my deductible yet. It's January,
right,
so I don't know what insurance is actually giving them. But it's like, what am I here for? I could have gone online, gotten these stretches. That's the other thing with physical therapy. They say here are 5 pieces of paper, and these are the stretches and workouts you need to do twice a day for the next 6 weeks.
Do these at home. Do your own work.
But I also have to go in there and do those same exact exercises 3 times a week for the next 2 weeks, and then down to 2 times a week for that. So it's like,
this is a racket.
What am I doing? I think physical therapy is somewhat of a racket not for everyone. Some people actually need it.
Well, sure.
In my situation, I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Wow.
So it's like,
you know what though? You're pooing all over the physical therapy. You're dropping.
I'm pooing all over about 80% of the physical therapy.
You're throwing the curveball. You know what that means?
That electrostim felt nice though.
You know what I mean by saying that? You're throwing the curveball.
Yeah.
You're dropping the deuce.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're pooing all over him.
A little bit.
Do we know one we can call?
I know a couple physical therapists.
Okay. I do too.
Actually, I know one. I know there's a time zone difference, but I know one who's out in Los Angeles named Jonny Loquasto, and he's actually a real funny stand-up comic as well. But
that sounds like a wonderful fit.
His real job is a physical therapist.
Wait a minute. So being a comic is not a real job? Is that what you're saying? You just insulted an entire group of people.
I'd say the number of professional physical therapists per capita is equal to the number of professional stand-up comics out there, in that most stand-up comics are just doing it every night for fun on open mics.
Right.
In the same way that a lot of physical therapists are just having me turn 20 degrees and taking my money. So right. I'm sure there's a lot of great physical therapists out there. Jonny might be one.
Well, why don't you have his number?
Yeah.
Why don't you give him a call?
You want me? All right. So
just call him.
All right. We're going to call up Jonny. We're going to see if he can defend his line of work.
We're going to put him on the show.
We're going to put him on this show.
And see if he can defend physical therapy.
I would love for him to be on the show as a stand-up comic, but I think that this kind of presents itself. He needs to be on the show as a physical therapist.
Maybe he can be both.
I'm sure we'll have a couple laughs.
And maybe this is like People's Court, where I'll be Judge Wapner, and you guys state your case, and I'll declare a winner. How about that?
Fair enough.
You like apples? Go make apple pie. That's not what I'm here for. Not to quote lines.
Love it. Okay, so I say we give him a buzz here.
Okay.
Hello.
Jonny Loquasto.
Mike?
Is this Jonny Loquasto?
It sounds like Mike Furman.
What's going on? You have Myke and Mo here. How are you doing today?
It's going okay, buddy. How have you been? Well, actually, I know how you're doing because the Patriots are about to be in the damn AFC Championship for the 8th year in a row. So I know
So we're going to talk about. Oh, actually, I didn't even tell you that he's a Chiefs fan.
Oh, perfect.
He's a Chiefs fan.
Perfect.
So we're going to get to that in a little bit. But Jonny, I have a bone to pick with you, and I need you to defend physical therapy and physical therapists. I need you to speak for the entire world's community of physical therapists, okay?
Let me guess. You probably did something stupid trying to play sports again and hurt yourself and then didn't do what you were supposed to do, and now you're blaming physical therapy.
Actually, I was being an elf for a Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus.
That's right. And I somehow injured myself throughout that process.
That's not surprising.
The grandfather clock is ringing.
Yes, it is.
So there you go.
It is time for the clock to go off. Yeah.
So basically, here's what's up, Jonny. I sprained some sort of a ligament on my spine, somewhere in my thoracic spine, and I go to PT today for the first time, and I swear the physical therapist didn't do anything to help me. I turned a couple different times at like a 20-degree angle. And she touched a couple of things, and I stretched a couple more things, and she said, Here's a piece of paper. Go do this every day at home. Give me $100.
When you go to someone for the first time, you're not going to get a full-on treatment because they have to take a look at you first and figure that out.
Okay. I still feel like I wasted $100, though.
In all likelihood, you did not sprain a ligament if you're talking about your shoulder blade area.
You can't diagnose me. You're 3,000 miles away. You're in no position to diagnose me right now.
Wow. So Johnny, here's the thing. He thinks that basically your occupation is a sham.
I think the word was crock.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised at all. Do you know Mike? Mike thinks everything is a sham. That's pretty much literally everything Mike does. But yet he defends Deflategate. But he thinks everything else is a sham and everyone else is a bunch of liars.
I can defend Deflategate. Absolutely, I can defend Deflategate.
Right. My point is, you're generally full of it in most facets of life. So whatever you say about your appointment today, it doesn't really matter to me because I know anything that you say has a weird angle to it.
So for the record, Johnny's up 1-0. Just saying.
Oh, we're going to keep a running scoreboard now?
I'm keeping score of this right now.
Of this conversation or
Yes.
just podcast in general?
This conversation.
It's not a season scoreboard?
Could be. We can work on that. Let's worry about 2 shows past first.
If he ever picks up from this phone number again, maybe so.
Johnny up 1-0 on this argument.
Okay.
Oh, no. Here's the thing. I will always answer a call from Mike Furman. Because of him, I got to go all over the country a couple of years ago to college tailgates.
Absolutely.
So we have a 1-0 score for Johnny right now.
Uh-huh.
Your chance to redeem yourself, I think, would be, since Johnny is a Chiefs fan.
Oh, my. We have a big game this weekend, Johnny boy.
I got to admit, it's being a Chiefs fan over the past, close to 30 years. It's that point of we're all in it for life, but we're all optimistically terrified anytime a big game comes up. And, we are optimistically terrified against the Colts. And I will say this, their defense really showed up. Like, Bob Sutton was actually awake on the sidelines, which was shocking to me. Because I think he should have been fired 2 years ago. He should still be fired. Now, the question is that going to happen on Sunday? I don't know. We get Eric Berry back, and we're going to have Eric Berry and Kendall Fuller on the field healthy for the first time all season.
Yeah, but you don't have Tom Brady. End of discussion. Mike won, Johnny won.
Hold on. You don't get to score that. You don't get to score that.
Well, look, this is where
Tom Brady's in his 40s, man. He's not Tom Brady at 30 years old. And as much as I love Tom Brady, I'm a Bears fan who loves Tom Brady. You have to be realistic in saying probably the hottest playing quarterback in the league is wearing red.
Mahomes had a very good season, but this is the Patriots in January. It's a completely different thing. He has never been up. This is the biggest game of his life. He's never been in this type of an atmosphere. He's already 0-1 against the Patriots, right? This season, Patriots beat the Chiefs.
They lost 43-40. They did not lose because of Patrick Mahomes.
Valid.
An L's an L, Johnny. So that's one L this year. And then the last time that they played in the playoffs, I believe the Patriots also won 27-20. I think it was like 2 years ago, right? 2-3 years ago. Kansas City at Arrowhead, doesn't have the same mystique as it used to. And they have proven themselves to be choke artists time and time again. Patriots offense is finally clicking. We've been getting a ton of points. Edelman's finally catching. Gronkowski actually showed up in the playoffs. Maybe he just saved himself during the regular season so he could actually show up in these important games. We're running the hell out of the ball. Sony Michel is the best running back in this game.
Whoa.
Best running back in this game.
Wow.
Who's a better running back?
I think that's a bold statement. Go ahead, Johnny.
Are you saying Sony Michel is the best running back in the game?
Absolutely.
That's what he said.
Absolutely.
No, I'm not going to disagree with you on that at all. I mean, I will say I think Williams has been incredible for them, and I'm glad they gave him a 2-year deal, and I think him and Spencer Ware are a pretty solid combination. But no, I'm not going to argue there. I will argue your statement of age doesn't matter because you're an elf who hurt his back. So age
yeah, but the difference is that elves are like 2,000 years old. After that first millennium, things kind of start to decay. And they're up there in the North Pole. It's really cold all the time. Yeah, come on.
Tom Brady, I don't care how old he is. I'm never going to bet against Tom Brady. Let's put it that way.
That's their motto for this game.
I think Patrick Mahomes can make up for any dumb, strange clock error / coaching decision that Andy Reid is definitely going to make because he always does in big games. But I think Mahomes is good enough. And also, people can't underestimate the fact that Sammy Watkins is back. But when he is on the field, it makes their offense so much better because you can use Tyreek Hill in so many different ways. He does make that offense so much more dynamic and so much better. So to me, the reason why I am a little bit optimistic and excited is the fact that we have Watkins, Eric Berry, and Kendall Fuller. Like, I think having those three guys healthy can really make a big difference. But at the same time, Belichick's the better coach. I do love Andy Reid. Belichick's better.
Well, there's one thing though that you didn't mention, which actually could be the X factor as it pertains to Andy Reid. He knows that he's 2 wins away from a Taco Bell buffet at the White House.
Well, the reason, I don't know if you know this, Andy Reid was misunderstood when he took the job. He thought it was a job with KFC, not KC. So that was a concern.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, for all we know, the White House still might be shut down by the time the Super Bowl's over. So who knows?
So he's the commander-in-chief. Do you think that Donald Trump is rooting for the Chiefs? Or he's such a big Patriot that he's rooting for the Patriots?
I'm going to be honest. I would prefer him not to be on anything that I'm rooting for. That's just my personal opinion. And I'm pretty sure he's rooting for the Patriots, considering, guys, don't him and Bob Kraft, I don't know, go to movies together or something weird. They're two old white dudes. They're
chummy. They're chummy, yeah.
So what's the spread on this game?
Kansas City is 3-point favorites right now.
I guess we know who each of you pick. Let's hear a final score.
Oh, boy. I hate doing this because I'm that superstitious about the Chiefs. I almost feel like I'm tempting fate if I even give a score or I say who's going to win. Do you guys know, will the game be on, what network is the game on?
Johnny, just pick the damn score. Just pick the score. He asked you for the score.
I don't want to pick the score because I feel like...
I need you to either give your team the kiss of death or go on record saying you think the Patriots will win this game. You have absolutely no... There's no ties in the playoffs, so you have no choice but for one of those two options. So let's hear it. Are the Patriots going to win this game, or are you about to jinx the Chiefs?
You're the host. You get your score first.
27-24.
Wow, tight game again.
Yeah, Patriots.
But a lot more defense in your game than their first meeting.
It's cold.
I do. Yeah, I think the weather is going to be kind of wintry again. I haven't checked in the last couple of days, so hopefully there's not like a snowstorm or whatever. I mean, the Chiefs moved the ball pretty well last weekend for the most part. I don't think it's going to be one of those 43-40 games like the last one was. I'd be surprised at least.
Dear God, Johnny, just give us a score.
All right, calm down, bad back. I'm going to go, oh boy, 31-30.
Ooh.
Wow.
All
Nail
right.
biter.
Well, I will take solace in that you are still taking the Patriots to cover. So thank you, Jonny Loquasto, for joining us.
So, Johnny, love to give you a shout. Anything you want to promote and talk about while you're here?
Oh, good question. I mean, I'm at Jay Quasto on social media, JQUASTO. My album is on QuastoAlbum.com. And I just shot a comedy special in November. It's currently being edited, and hopefully I can get it on a popular platform that rhymes with Betflix. We'll see if it goes well. And also, if you like pro wrestling, I'm on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood every single week that you can watch regionally throughout the country or on the Fight TV app.
Yeah, we didn't talk about wrestling at all. Mo here is a huge.
I won't say huge.
You're big into pro wrestling.
I like the pro wrestling. I think it's got some character to it. I have some friends who work at WWE. So
you have friends who are writers, I assume?
One of them was a writer. He's kind of moved up the chain a little bit to I don't even know what he's doing at this point. He's Vince
McMahon. He's Vince McMahon.
No, he's not Vince McMahon. But he's a smaller redhead version of the same personality. Yeah.
Well, tell him I need some help getting hired. So
yeah. Well, I don't have that kind of pull.
And Johnny, you're gonna tweet the link to this show out, right?
I gladly will.
The only reason you're on this show right now is for your 83,000 Twitter followers, by the way.
I mean, I knew that. I mean, you didn't have to tell me.
Fair enough. All right, so we're coming out of this conversation. You're up 1-0. Whoever's team wins the AFC Championship will take the next point, and if it's 1-1, then Johnny, we expect you to come on back, and we'll have a rubber match.
If the Patriots win, I can't promise I'm going to respond to your obnoxious text messages on Sunday.
Who do you want to win the NFC game?
I mean, I'll take Drew Brees over a Jared Goff any day, and of course, Michael Thomas is probably top 3 in the league. And you look at Ingram and Kamara, that's probably the top running back tandem in the league.
So then you're basically expecting to see two 40-year-old quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. Great. Thank you for answering that question. Mo, anything else?
You want to see what would do it. The one deciding factor that could win the Chiefs this game. They have to dust off a uniform. They have to give a call to Christian Okoye, and the Nigerian Nightmare would run crazy all over this Pats team.
I don't think they need the Nigerian Nightmare. I think the team they have is good enough to do it. Ultimately, I think it falls on Bob Sutton. It falls on him as a defensive coordinator. Like I said, no Chiefs fan who knows the Chiefs wants him to be there. He should have been fired already. But if he can pull off a well-coached game of the defense, then they can do it.
All right, we're going to move on, Johnny. Thank you so much for answering my phone call in the middle of the day.
Well, you're more important to me than the rest of the day, Mike. So.
Oh,
I appreciate that.
That's sweet.
I was expecting you to be more funny because you're a comic and all, but
Kiss my ass, dude. Are you kidding me? I was getting laughed this entire time.
The bar is low, but it's not that low, Johnny. All right, thank you so much, man.
Thanks, Johnny.
No doubt. Talk soon.
All right, well, that's Jonny Loquasto.
Good cat, man.
Yeah.
Good cat. And I'm not feeling the confidence level at all.
From Johnny?
him,
No.
About his Chiefs.
No, not at all.
About the chefs.
Which is what I like. I mean, the Patriots are going into this game saying bet against us. That's been their motto. And well, it's kind of funny. If he was in Vegas, he'd be betting on the Patriots with his point spread prediction.
He would have to be.
There you go.
And let me tell you, that's I think the words we're going to hear, and I'll throw this back to a 90s reference because this is what we do.
Yeah.
Great googly moogly. Good time. So we got a little football in today.
Yeah, a little bit.
Let's address a little bit of what the people have asked. Now, people have asked a little bit more about who we were.
Sure.
Who are these two characters here? One loudmouth, brash, brazen young feller, and the old timer who's taking the abuse. That's what I heard.
Yeah, Emmy Award-winning sports comedy producer Mike Furman and State Representative William Buckby, who we call Mo, who also is a Freemason and the Santa Claus.
Right.
The best Santa Claus you've ever seen.
Well, that's very kind.
But while Santa's not making toys, apparently he makes podcasts.
Why not?
There you go.
Why not?
But I always find that Freemason thing real interesting because I just imagine that it's like from that Simpsons episode with the stonecutters that you show up, you're wearing this like papal robe with this huge hat, and you have like a birthmark on your ass in the shape of a mason, I guess, because his was in the shape of a stonecutter. I mean, you're very Homer Simpson-esque in this entire situation. Minus the whole being kicked out and a rock drag.
Yeah, the difference is what you've said is completely incorrect. And when you we don't wear robes, we don't wear funny hats. In fact, only one person wears a hat in the lodge. That's the master of the lodge, which last night I was sworn in again.
Oh, that's cool.
Master for another year.
What kind of hat do you wear?
I wear a top hat.
Oh, that's cool. All right, I like that.
It's actually, the little side note, my father's top hat when he was master of his lodge.
Cool.
That he passed to my brother, who was master of his lodge in Pennsylvania, and now I wear it as master of my lodge in Kent.
But the question is, are you the master of your own domain?
King of the castle, baby. Yeah. King of the castle.
Love it. So we're expecting a huge snowstorm this weekend.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Oh, what am I supposed to do? Be ready to load up the fridge?
I got oil delivered. I got wood delivered. I got water ready to go. I got my PlayStation ready to go. Hopefully we don't lose power.
I'll call my buddy Vic DiBattista and get some bread and milk.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. No, it's they're calling for this is the first big storm of the weekend. Oh, wait.
Of the year.
Of the season.
Of the winter.
I wasn't technically wrong.
No.
It is the first big storm of the weekend.
It is.
Technically, that's correct.
There may be just one.
Yeah, but I'm excited. I'm excited.
Are you?
I love the snow.
I mean, I'm okay with the snow. I don't get excited for a big storm. I understand that I'm also the executive director of a nonprofit park. And when we have big storms, well, you have issues with ice and you have issues with buildup of snow, and it can be a little bit of a pain. So I'm
excited.
Not excited for it as much as I'm prepared for it.
I'm excited. I'm just hoping for a Hoth. We haven't had a Hoth yet. I just want nothing but snow. I want to get stuck outside, slice open a tauntaun, and sleep inside of it.
They shouldn't have called it Hoth. They should have called it Cove.
It's very true. It's very true. Yeah, I'm kind of excited. I like.
So is this going to be a regular thing that we make a Star Wars reference during the show? We're going to make different things because that's when we talk. We tend to speak in movie things.
We like to be entertained, and we like to regurgitate the things that entertain us.
Like The Office, we regurgitate that on a regular basis.
Yeah. I think recite.
Wars.
Maybe we should say recite. I don't think regurgitate.
No,
is
it's regurgitate.
the best.
Yeah.
Is it? Is it?
I think it is because we just throw that back up there.
Okay.
And it's just not wonderful sometimes.
I got to keep this microphone clean though. We got new. You can probably hear we have new microphones this week.
Sounds great.
Well, it's not a test. Last week was a test.
Right.
The first episode was a test. This
and
is
it
not a test.
It
worked.
didn't sound bad.
No, the people liked it.
Yeah.
The people definitely liked it. It was good. It was good.
And really weird. Like we have no script for this show. We literally just show up. And
I guarantee they can't tell. There's no way that they can tell. Everyone thinks that this is rehearsed. That we have an agenda. No, none of that.
Cheers or MASH?
We didn't even have microphones. I'm gonna have to go with Cheers.
It's a tough question, though.
I'm gonna go with Cheers. Although I wish there was a Cheers movie because then it could compete on the level of MASH.
Well, no, MASH movie wasn't that good.
No, it wasn't.
Very different animal.
Absolutely.
When it came to the MASH movie.
No, I love Cheers because A, it takes place in Boston. B, it stars a Boston Red Sox pitcher. Mm-hmm. C, it takes place in a bar.
D, Coach.
Coach was great.
The phone rings. Hey, is Ernie Pantuso here?
Oh, it's fantastic.
That's you, Coach. Speaking. My favorite line.
And
ever
Norm?
on that show.
Who doesn't love a Norm?
Norm. I kind of am a little bit of Norm.
Yeah, I could see that. You used to be a much bigger Norm.
You're more of a Cliff Clavin, really, because there's a lot you know about a lot of things.
And I know a lot about the Postal Service.
Right.
I send a lot of I mail packages. I used to do a ton of eBay business, and it was when I had a job, like an actual office job, and I basically took over the mailroom. My coworkers started calling it Furman Industries,
right?
And I would do more eBay than actual work sometimes.
Is that
which was
why
kind
you're?
of funny.
By the way, are you a Liverpool fan because of Firmino?
No, I'm a Liverpool fan because the Boston Red Sox bought them.
And I thought just kind of fun to have.
No, I love that there's a Firmino. He should spell it Firmino.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
That there's a Firmino on that team, and there's a guy named Mo. How weird is
there's
that?
There's a Mo, and so we need to get Mane
right
on this show, and we'll be good.
I am
we'll be good to go.
The man of the show, so the Mane is kind of the man.
I don't know.
If people aren't fans of the Premier League or a fan of Liverpool Football Club, that's what we're talking about. We're talking a little pro soccer.
I'm a big soccer guy.
You're a huge soccer guy.
I love soccer. Absolutely love soccer.
I'm just kind of getting there.
I've been working on you for years. For years, I've been working on you. It's not that easy. A lot of Americans don't want to admit it, that soccer is a great sport, because it's not the popular sport to like, and it's not the popular thing to say, and it's not the most American sport.
I can care less about the popularity. I mean, I speak my mind regardless of what things are. My concern has been it really hasn't interested me, but I haven't understood the game as well. And now the more that I understand the game,
that's it.
The more I enjoy the game. Has nothing to do with the fact that it will never be baseball, and baseball is the number one game ever invented in the history of ever. I'm a baseball fan through and through.
So you like baseball more than that Mayan death basketball from back in the day?
It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead and say baseball.
No one's ever died from striking out.
Well, their careers have.
The Mayans have. No, look at the Aaron Judge strikeout machine.
Well, I'm saying there's people who have because they can't get the hits or the home runs in between that Aaron Judge has gotten.
Adam Lind, another guy, strikeout machine.
Struck out a ton.
Yeah.
But he was still amazing when he did make contact.
I find these power hitters strike out a lot more than the.
Yes, they do.
Well, I guess the people who strike out for every at bat in their career never really make it to the pros as much. If they're at least peppering in a couple of dingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can call those careers.
Yeah.
No,
well, it's a career.
No offense. AAA All-Star Pawtucket Red Sox 10-year veteran.
No, I think it's a career if you want to be in minor league baseball is a career. Bull Durham showed us that. Minor league baseball can be a career.
Sure.
And that's a top 10 movie for me.
Minor league baseball is a career in the same way that we can turn this podcast into a career. But until we get on syndicated television or maybe a Sirius XM radio show, I don't think you need to. I think actually this is more of a rookie ball type of a situation we're in right now.
Is the fact that Bill Murray owns multiple minor league baseball teams just because
Bill Murray is fantastic. I love Bill Murray.
We got to get that 800 number. Have you heard about this?
I have, but tell it. This is fantastic.
Bill Murray.
We might actually get him on the show with this.
Well, I don't think so. But Bill Murray has an 800 number. He doesn't have an agent or a manager anymore. He does everything through an 800 number.
Yeah.
So once you can get this number, which is this really tough number to get, you leave a voicemail for Bill Murray. And it could be, hey, Bill Murray, I'm getting married. Would you come to the wedding? Here's the date and the time. And if he shows up, he shows up.
Right.
That's how Bill Murray does these. All this legend of Bill Murray is built around, first off, it's amazing that someone of his caliber of not just as a TV legend, he's a pop culture icon.
Absolutely.
And a brilliantly funny guy. And he loves Chicago, and I love Chicago.
You do.
So Bill Murray does these things because it's fun, because it's a story. I've never loved collecting autographs. Some people love autographs.
I actually have a lot of autographs.
I have a
That's
few.
what Furman Industries used to be.
I have a few autographs, but the experience is so much better than an autograph. I have sat and had a drink with The Undertaker talking about wrestling.
Ooh.
But I don't have his autograph. I don't have a picture with him. I have a really cool memory of having a drink with The Undertaker. Mm-hmm. That's so much better than a picture that's signed and hanging on a wall.
Or, I mean, that's the problem with social media these days. Everyone would take a selfie and post that picture and not actually have a good conversation.
They don't have the experience.
No, exactly. Yeah. I would try to pepper in both if I could have the conversation and then say, let me get a quick picture.
True.
But I will have the conversation before I have the picture.
So, speaking of celebrity interaction on social media, how incredible. Thank you to our wonderful Kevin Smith, who inspired some of the show.
Silent Bob with the liked
our tweet.
That was fantastic.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know if he likes every single tweet.
No.
Okay, great.
No, yeah.
Then that makes it even that much more special.
I don't think he listened to the show.
I don't know.
I don't know, because the question here is this. Mm-hmm. I've heard him talk about it in shows before. He does, I think, 5 podcasts a week.
That's incredible.
He records these shows over, and he has some great shows.
Yep.
He doesn't always listen to a lot of other shows because his life is surrounding being on podcasts and being on interviews in different places.
Right.
So, I don't know. As he heard the show, I'm hoping he did. I'm
hoping he did too. That would be amazing if he did.
It'd be incredible.
I mean, we said his name only like a minute 10 seconds into the show, so as long as he got to a minute 15, hey.
Do you have a favorite Kevin Smith movie?
Mallrats.
Mallrats is your number one?
Mallrats, absolutely.
Mallrats, when it hit, everybody hated that. They were so upset.
I cannot imagine why.
Well, no, I mean, everyone loved Clerks. Clerks is like off the charts good. And
right.
I lived that life. This is what's crazy.
Completely different films, though.
Well, when that movie first came out,
yep,
I was, my job in high school worked in a video store.
Okay, so you can totally relate.
And when I was in college, I worked in a convenience store.
Okay.
And then this movie comes out.
Yeah, so it was basically your life.
It so was my life. And Kevin Smith and I are, about a year different in age. Mm-hmm. So I can relate to everything this guy was talking about and doing, and I was so impressed with it. And then Mallrats came out, and everybody pooed all over it. There was just raining poo.
I can't imagine why, though. Yeah.
And people didn't accept it as much, and then it kind of grew on people. It's because I think people expected another Clerks, and you can't redo that.
No, well, they did a Clerks too, but obviously different movie.
Very different film with great characters. Yeah. And
Dante came back.
Well, here's the thing: it was still really funny. Clerks 2 was really funny, using the same characters. And I think people wanted the same characters. That's my take.
Yeah.
People wanted a next Kevin Smith movie to be something that it wasn't, and it had this weird expectation. So I think they held that against him for it. But I think it's caught on to being.
They just wanted Chasing Amy plus the Donkey Show and nothing in between. Is that basically what it is?
Chasing Amy is fantastic.
Chasing Amy was great. All of them. But yeah, Mallrats is definitely my favorite one.
You're number one.
Yeah. It was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
You might be surprised. My favorite Kevin Smith movie.
Tusk?
I love Tusk, by the way. And I didn't quote right Yoga Hosers last time. I feel bad I didn't say the name right, but Yoga Hosers.
Well, hopefully Kevin didn't make it that far in this show.
But I think my favorite is Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Strike Back, yeah.
Because it takes so much of everything else they've done. Mm-hmm. And I love that when he came out with that, he pitched it as, no, it's good for everyone. It's not just good for Kevin Smith fans. And the studios bought that. The movie is just a nod to everything he's done.
Listen, there's some lines that I'm going to keep this a family-friendly show, but there are some all-time one-liners coming out of that film.
Oh, fantastic!
So yeah, I'm not going to get into that one.
And one of my favorite things of that, and bringing Will Ferrell in. Will Ferrell, his character's name. Do you remember the wildlife marshal?
Oh, I don't, but he was fantastic.
His name was Marshall Willenholly.
Okay.
So do you know that reference?
I do not.
All right. See, so this goes back to a show back in my day where these people are on a expedition. Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition, right? Mm-hmm. Those are 3 people in the line from a show. From it's actually, I think it's a late 60s show. I could be wrong.
Before my time.
Yeah, well, it's before my time, if that's the case too. But it's
I don't know about that.
I was born in 71.
Well, that beard looks like it was born in the 60s.
the beard is not as old.
Yeah.
But it's, why did I just blank on the name of the show? Holy cow, everybody's laughing at me right now.
Yeah, the 2 people who are listening to the show at this point they're cracking up.
There were more than 2 on the last
laughing.
show.
Yeah, but did they make it this far into the show?
That's a valid point.
Is the question.
Valid point.
Yeah.
It's with the Slee Stacks and the what's the show? Are you kidding me? Why am I doing this? Why am I blanking? Fill the time while I look up.
I'm going to do a play-by-play on Mo doing a Google
Land
search.
of the Lost. Thank you very much.
Oh, Land of the Lost. Okay.
Land of the Lost. The 3 characters, the 3 people were Marshall, Will, and Holly.
Uh-huh.
So that's why he's named, Will Ferrell's named Marshall, Will, and Holly.
Oh.
He's a wildlife marshal, and his name is Officer Will and Holly.
That took us a long time to get to that reference.
Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, we should have abandoned ship a long time ago. We should have been like, okay, let's go onto Facebook and find something different to talk about.
I don't want to go onto Facebook and find things to talk about. We have plenty of topics to talk about.
Oh, absolutely, but that would have been a situation to just abandon ship and be like, okay, everything that we have here is just, we're screwed.
If we ever jump onto, hey, let's go onto Facebook and see what people are talking about, we are out of ideas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Completely out of ideas. So, all right, what are you doing?
Oh, people are talking about politics. That's why we're not going to do it. That's I just checked. People are just talking about politics.
Yeah, I have no desire to talk about politics.
No, not at all. There's a feel-good story in there. You just have to scroll for 20 minutes. That's why the kids don't do the Facebooks no more.
Yeah, and they're not even doing the Instagrams anymore.
Really?
They're getting away from the Instagrams because their parents are now onto the Instagrams.
These parents are
They're all
ruining
Snapchat.
everything. These parents ruin everything.
These kids are onto the Snapchat.
Okay.
Almost exclusively.
Good for them.
Because it doesn't save what's there.
Well,
you know the internet saves everything.
Oh, well, it's all saved, but also the interface is just like a baby boomer is going to open that thing up and be like, what's going on here?
Well,
There's no home button.
Right.
What am I doing?
And the craziness
That's my baby boomer voice, apparently.
It's a really weird voice.
My parents were part of the greatest generation.
It's almost Scooby-Doo-esque. That's where you were. I don't get that.
Where's the home button?
No, that was worse. It was like a horse now.
That was me running away. I'm running away from that joke now.
Zoinks!
Yeah, exactly.
So the Snapchat thing that's really weird about that is the streak you keep alive. So kids,
it's like a game.
Well, yeah, kids, like if they have to snap their friend, they keep a daily streak count on the app.
Ooh.
So hey, you want to get to 150 days of a streak? That's like something they're monitoring and caring about.
What do you get?
Nothing.
There's no
to
prize?
Keep your streak alive. We've been snapping for 150 days now. That's a big thing. They're tracking that. They're loving that, which is kind of brilliant. It's kind of like your points. If you're playing a video game, you don't want to turn the game off. You want to keep getting your points.
Well, you can save games now. We don't. The Nintendo has not been the state-of-the-art video game system for about 2+ decades now. So
Blades of Steel.
Actually, 3 decades. That's 3 decades old. The NES.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So for the record, this is 2019. I graduated high school in 1989.
Oh.
Which means this is my 30-year high school reunion this year.
Have you gotten the invitation yet?
No, I'm usually part of the crew. We have months.
Of course
of
you are.
it.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
We have months of building.
There's going to be something going on. Buckby's going to do it. Get Mo on the phone.
So we have to be, put our party together. We usually have parties to plan the big party.
Oh.
And some of our people want to do it in Vegas this year.
Wait, so there's going to be a party to plan the big party?
Yeah, there's multiple parties. We'll have little small house parties that are meetings, quote-unquote meetings. I'm doing the air quotes.
That's the regular season.
Right.
That's the regular season.
And then the game is the Super Bowl.
The reunion is the Super Bowl.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the big game for us.
That's pretty cool.
And our 20 year was a massive response, more than any other class around
Where
us.
did you go? What did you do?
We did it at Anthony's Lake Club in Danbury.
Okay.
And we had an open bar, and that was what did it.
Well,
but we actually really cool.
That'll do it.
We set up a live camera feed, and we had this projector on the screen, so we could see people that couldn't be there were typing their responses to, hey, I can't be there, but where's Ryan? Where's whatever? And people would like, hey, they're looking for you. Go over to the camera. And go over to the camera and read what people were saying on the wall.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
It was really cool.
So this year, get the FaceTime. Get the FaceTime on there.
It was
get some
before
Google Hangouts. I know it was before that.
FaceTime.
So were you.
Well, yeah.
So
but I tend to be a little more tech savvy.
I'm just loving that you guys are adapting to the time.
We were ahead of the game right there.
That's right.
Ahead of the curve, if
Unlike the Greatest Generation. No. Greatest Generation is great.
Greatest Generation. Don't you poo on the Greatest Generation.
I will never. But the baby boomer, what's the home button? I have no idea why that's my baby boomer voice now. It's my baby boomer voice.
So what else do we have to talk about this week?
Absolutely, like you said, this show. We came in here with absolutely nothing. We talked about the big football games. We talked about the weather.
Mm-hmm.
I
it's
really
important when you talk about the weather on a podcast.
So when someone listens to this in 1 year, there's a very big football game that's coming up, and there's a big storm that's coming up, and it's going to be half of the show is going to be completely irrelevant to you.
Yeah, within a couple of days.
Yeah, unless we get this thing posted like immediately. Yeah.
Which that's the plan.
Yeah.
What else do we have?
So all right.
You said Cheers. What outranks Cheers? Park and Rec.
Park and Rec's great. I mean, I still think Seinfeld is
it better than
greatest.
Cheers?
I still think Seinfeld.
I know, we're getting there.
Is Park and Rec better than Cheers? Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I like Park and Rec better than Cheers.
Wow. Good.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Office? Better than
Park and Rec, yes.
Office or Seinfeld?
Seinfeld.
Wow.
I've already established Seinfeld's the greatest.
Wow. I think I go The Office. I think I like The Office more than Seinfeld, and I love them both.
I know. They're both great.
But what tops that? I don't think there's anything other show. There's one other show that has to come in this mix that I might say I like more than The Office.
What's that?
The show that's celebrating 20 years this year. The Sopranos. Yeah, see? Okay. I know, different genre, not sitcom.
I mean, that's that's the Pandora's box is open now.
It is.
I was just going based on sitcoms.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm going TV shows.
TV shows?
Cinematic. It's amazing.
It is an amazing
Sopranos
show.
might have to be my number one over The Office.
Yeah. I mean, Sopranos is great. I mean, if we're opening up the box, you may not be the biggest fan. Star Trek: The Next Generation for me is one of the top TV shows of all time. Absolutely.
I'm not with you on that.
I know. But it's not for everyone.
No, I get it.
It's not for everyone. It's for most intellectuals, but it's not for everyone.
So where do you rank Sopranos?
Not for
I think it's not for intellectuals. Is that what you said?
Took you a second there.
Yeah.
No, Sopranos. I mean, I don't know. It's 100% got to be a top 5.
Top 5?
If you were to say TNG, Sopranos, and Seinfeld, and you can throw The Office in there, is a great top 4. I mean, but if we're going to be going back, I mean,
back in time.
I may not be the most popular person for saying it, but
back in time.
Happy Days was amazing. The first 3 seasons.
All right, I'm going to throw another curveball at you. Massive curveball.
Okay.
SNL. SNL, Saturday Night Live, it belongs in that discussion. It gets pushed aside.
It does, but it's waxed and wanes, right? I mean,
still,
like some of
the greatest
90s,
pop culture things ever come out of that show.
I need more cowbell right now. This show needs more cowbell.
We've talked about, in the last 2 shows, we've talked about Chevy Chase. We've talked about Bill Murray. We've talked about, how many people have we discussed from that show?
Oh yeah. No, it's absolutely great.
It's everything.
But the thing is, I mean, the 90s SNL, I still think, and I think most people will agree with me, that the 90s SNL was the best when you had the Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, Dana Carvey.
I don't know if I can say the best. It's really tough it's tough to go against that original cast.
It was great.
Dude, Belushi was a god.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
Belushi was a god.
In my opinion, it's gotten much better as of late, but the only problem is it's gotten too polarizing as of late. So it doesn't
Best
even...
Weekend Update host.
Oh, my goodness.
Good call. It's a good question.
That is a good question.
Best Weekend Update. You have the Chevy Chase early on, who was amazing. Norm Macdonald.
I was just going to go with Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald was amazing.
Seth Meyers did a great job.
I love Seth Meyers.
On that.
And you gotta bring in Dennis Miller. It's got to be a topic of discussion, and he owned that desk too.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's the guys who are on there now are fantastic. I'm not pulling their names off the top of my head.
One's Michael Che.
Yeah, he's very funny.
He's absolutely hilarious. I'm trying to remember who the other guy is, but I'm having a problem.
And how about Tina Fey and Amy Poehler?
Oh, I mean that. Yeah. I was getting to that.
So which one is your number one on that desk?
I got to go with Norm Macdonald.
Really?
I really do.
Norm Macdonald.
Highly, highly underrated as well, just as a comedian.
As a comedian, he really is.
I think
He's
as far as Comedy Central roasts go, he maybe had the best set ever.
Wow.
And a lot of people, when they watch it the first time, were just like, "What is this?" And then the reaction from anybody within the comedy world was, "Oh my God, that was genius."
He is genius.
It was pure genius.
Yeah.
It was absolutely hilarious.
Have you seen him?
If you haven't seen it, I implore you to do so.
Which one was that?
It was just absolutely amazing.
Which roast of which celebrity was that? For?
Was it Roseanne? No. It was Bob Saget, I think.
Okay, very good.
I think it was the Bob Saget roast.
He does a wonderful Comedians in Cars with Jerry. Norm Macdonald does
Seinfeld,
a fantastic one. Love that. Of course, anyone who lives in our area, their favorite Comedians in Cars getting coffee is David Letterman.
Right, because he was in our area.
Yeah, they were in our hometown, and walking up my street when I'm getting text messages from friends going, "Do you see who this is?"
That's your text message.
That's a text message voice. Sounds like an elf.
Huh? Me be an elf never. That sounds ridiculous.
So
that's not even my elf voice, too.
And how many? We have a number of celebrities who live in this area. I'd love to invite any of them in if they'd like to be part of the podcast.
That'd be fantastic.
Because they hear the show constantly.
You just mentioned Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers,
right? He has a house around here.
He has a weekend home around
weekend
here.
Home, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. I don't know if
Mia Farrow lives around here.
Sure.
Invite her in.
Sure.
Rob Zombie.
Sure.
And Sherry Moon.
I'm going to continue with my story.
They'd be great to have in here.
So I don't know if Conan O'Brien still has a place in the area.
Yeah. Every time I hear his name, I always want to shout his announcement. I always want to go, Conan O'Brien! I want to do it every time I hear his name.
I didn't know you could lean that far back.
I can.
You are bendy, sir.
I am stretchable.
You are bendy.
I am like Mr. Elastic. Is that somebody?
So I don't know if Conan O'Brien still has a house in the area.
I don't know.
But when he did when I was in high school, and there was a restaurant right there on Railroad Street, the corner restaurant with the windows, and he was, for some reason they're like, oh, celebrity, let's put him next to the window.
Oh,
and it was probably because they wanted people to be like, oh, look, celebrities eat at this place.
Right.
It was a marketing play.
Yeah.
What they didn't remember is that there's a teen center no more than a quarter mile down the road.
Oh no.
And the diner, we have to walk by that window to get to the diner. That was the cheapest meal for teenagers to eat at, right? So we would always go to the diner, Olympic Diner. I have a lot of memories there. It was fantastic.
Was great.
But we totally spent 20 minutes outside of that window.
Oh, come on!
And it was
just staring at the guy.
There was some staring. There was
waving.
I did some dancing.
Oh, good.
The only thing that we didn't do, and I'm so happy we didn't moon him, because that's the low-hanging fruit.
It is.
And a pressed ham over glass
would
have been amazing for a high schooler to be like, I just mooned Conan O'Brien with my butt on the window. But luckily, we were a little bit more sophisticated to that.
Not much.
I did the Charleston, dude.
Okay.
And what teenagers can dance the Charleston?
Was he impressed with your Charleston?
He was trying to ignore us, and you know that he couldn't ignore us.
You can't ignore a Charleston.
But he was trying. Well, you can't. Whoever he was with was definitely not happy.
Oh, really?
But she sure was beautiful.
Oh, well, then good for him and good for her.
Yeah.
Good for them.
So I have a story to tell, and they have a story that they will not ever tell.
Well, they might have told that day that a bunch of obnoxious kids not eating here.
All those kids outside the window.
So now he's James Cagney.
Yes.
He became James Cagney.
I can't believe these teenagers. Just go to the diner.
Yeah.
Go get a Greek salad. Because that's what teenagers were eating back then. It's Greek salad. It was a Greek diner.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair.
But so that's I've never tried to embarrass a celebrity more than that.
Okay.
Especially locally. Like Dustin Hoffman used to come to that movie theater I worked at all the time.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday. Matinee night. All day matinee. I don't know if he was cheap or if he
said nothing
just
to do on
made a
Wednesdays.
routine. I don't know. I had nothing to do on Wednesdays.
Right. So you were there.
I was working.
Yeah.
I guess technically that's something to do.
Something to do.
That's something to do. But yeah, a lot of celebs in the area. Would love to have any of them on here. That'd be fantastic.
Or to make a phone call.
Or to make a phone call.
So what's the phone number to call us again?
6317 Myke Mo. That's Mike with a Y.
631-769-5366.
We need a jingle. We need to turn that into a jingle somehow.
Really?
6 6317 Myke Mo.
No, it sounds like you're going. You're doing like a carpet cleaning commercial or something. It was terrible.
Well, I'm not a professional jingle writer.
What about if I gave you a phone number that was an old jingle and you could tell me what it is?
Oh God, I don't know. That's tricky.
There was one that used to be stuck in my head. See if I can pull it out again.
8675.
No, why did you throw it off? Jenny in there. That's not fair.
All right.
888-531. Oh, what was that?
I don't know. It's
was
a carpet cleaner though.
Empire Carpets.
Yeah, I know the jingle.
Empire Today. Yeah, I don't know if they're even still in business, but that number used to be stuck in my head.
It's funny we don't know the number, but I still knew the jingle.
888-531-2300.
Empire
Today. That was good.
Yeah.
I can't believe I just remembered that. I didn't look it up.
That's pretty good.
It's really jammed
But
into my skull.
It just goes to show you that the jingle is more memorable than the actual number was, even though you remember the number.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying let's get a good jingle.
And I love that I just started singing
our
part of the jingle,
number.
and you're like carpet something. So you knew it.
I knew it.
Which is really weird.
I got my feet started to tingle. They're touching a carpet. And you started singing it, and my feet started to tingle.
The foot tingle.
I got the foot tingle. It may be gangrene. I'm not sure.
That's bad.
I'm not positive.
You should wash your feet.
My toddler was chasing me around the other day with nail clippers saying, "Daddy, I need to cut your nails."
Wow.
Yeah. If my wife hears this and she's like, "How the hell did Diana get this?" This is my wife's voice now. How did she get? How did she get those nail clippers? This is I'm really bad with impressions today.
Yeah, you're terrible.
I'm like 0 for 20 on impressions.
I'll give you my number one impression I used to do. And it's timed. It's dated.
Okay.
Okay. So one of the best cartoons when I was a kid growing up, it was already in syndication, was Underdog.
Right? Ooh, okay.
Underdog is great.
I remember
Underdog
that on Nick
and
at
Simon
Night.
Bar Sinister and all this stuff. Now, he also had a friend on his shows, because there would be other cartoons that were run at the same time as Underdog.
That's right. They used to do that.
Right, like Tennessee Tuxedo.
Okay, yep.
Remember Tennessee Tuxedo?
I've heard of Tennessee Tuxedo.
And Tennessee Tuxedo had a best friend who was a walrus named Chumley.
Like the walrus from Pawn Stars?
Different walrus.
But is that where he was named after?
No, this is long before Pawn Stars.
Right, which is how the
should
walrus on
I
Pawn
don't think
Stars
so,
could have been
because
named after
his
him.
name was Chumley.
Okay.
Right? And Chumley could have been that Chumley, who knows? But this was Chumley from Underdog. Ready?
Okay.
It's okay, Tennessee. It's spot on. That is the most spot on Chumley impression you'll ever hear.
I'm gonna take your
obscure reference.
your word for it.
It's okay, Tennessee.
Okay.
It's spot on.
All right. Now use that and our phone number and give me a jingle. Let's go.
6317 Myke Mo. I like it. I don't know. I got nothing. I've got nothing.
I like
The
it.
bar is so. No, that's more like that sounded more like wow. That was a Fletch Lives voice that came out, or a Fletch voice that came out.
It was something.
I think so. So it's Fletch Lives with Ed Harley of Harley Davidson Motorcycles.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Deep cut right there. Sorry.
This is the Showing Your Age Via References Hour with Billy Mo.
Back in my day, none of that happened.
Back in my day, we were on Facebook.
Back in my day, we were on the MySpace.
I had a Friendster.
I used to use my dial-up for AOL and talk to people.
I actually, the first thing I ever sent, the first chat, it was just on a blue screen.
Wow.
And my question was, are you at 2400 baud?
Wow.
Because that's the only thing that came to mind, because I'm like a 7-year-old with a chat room.
That's weird.
And I was like, I don't even know where this guy was. He probably didn't even speak English.
First use
there was like 4 of us on the internet at that day.
Very first use of a modem to connect to another computer, which blew my mind, was my neighbor's Commodore 64.
Oh.
And my Radio Shack TRS-80.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We used to put in cassette tapes to play Hammurabi.
This show is not very friendly to people under 25.
Could be. I talked about how much they enjoy the Snapchats.
They did, and then you
understand
pluralized it. And you pluralized it, and they're like,
Yeah, no.
delete.
Yeah. So let's end the show. We always try to end the show with a gentleman's comment. I'm going to go ahead and say my gentleman's comment to be And again, the concept of the gentleman's comment is this something to make yourself better. Don't have to be a man. We did the one last week and last show, and I think now we go into you can never overdress. Make sure when you're wearing a shirt and tie that your shirt is pressed. If you were to go to an event and you're worried like, hey, should I wear a suit? Will I look pretentious? You can't overdress. Dress sharp, iron your shirt, be presentable, and people will respect that. It also goes along with good posture, but we'll get into that for another one. But clean clothes.
Okay.
They make a big difference.
So dress to impress.
Dress to impress at all times. You will elevate yourself.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I guess my advice is if you got a salad for dinner and it comes before my steak, wait.
Yeah.
Yes. Because that salad is going to come out, and sometimes they'll do want the salad to come with it, but sometimes salads will always come first.
Courtesy for the whole table.
The whole table.
You do not dig
the whole table
until people are eating.
And if that restaurant has a policy where they are going to slaughter and butcher the cow immediately before serving, you're going to wait.
Yes.
Because if you don't, not only is that rude, but then you're going to be the jackass sitting there as I'm finishing my cow. I'm sorry, my steak.
How rude.
That's
me doing my Jar Jar Binks.
All right, well, at least I'm not the only one with bad impressions today. Oh! At least I'm not the only one having poor impressions today.
It's okay, Tennessee.
Aw.
All right, hey. Mike, that's the end of the show. How do we end it? We got to say something witty and fun and crazy to end the show.
I think we should have just ended it. We should have just ended it right after you had that impression.
That's okay, Tennessee.
Yeah. That one.
So that was good.
All right.
Would you like to reach out to the show? Drop us an emails at mykeandmo@gmail.com. That's right, M-Y-K-E, because he's all weird and different. Myke and Mo, just M-O, @gmail.com. mykeandmo@gmail.com. Drop us a message. Give us your feedback. We love to talk to you. We love to get your ideas. We'd love to see if you like the show. We'd love to hear if you got this far.